24, 3, 2, hut hut, hike! The Immortal John Hancock here, and Happy New Year! I'm going to start off January with doing a new mini-series called the Retro Gaming Playoffs 2019. And I thought about this a while ago, and what I'm doing is taking retro gaming products that came out around 2018 sometime and pitting them together in a mini playoff challenge. And so what's cool is that you folks are going to be determining the winner. And so I'm going to explain the rules a little bit and talk about it. But today's video is matching two products together to see which one you think is better. We have the Retron 77, which I talked about on my channel, and since then it has had an update. And so we have this going against the Atari Flashback 9. Again, another product that I did a video on my channel. And so what I'm going to do is go over some basic rules and the brackets of this playoffs. And you are going to determine what you think is better between the Atari Flashback 9 and the Retron 77. Let's check it out. Alright, so the rules are pretty simple. Users, meaning you, may vote for your favorite device featured in the video. This is done by commenting on the video below and doing a +1 with the device's name in the comment section. Voting will be tallied up after a scheduled and announced time. For this video, the cutoff time is January 13th at midnight, Pacific Standard Time. The device that has the most votes in the comment section will move on after the deadline. You may only vote once per video. There were some tough decisions, but what I did was choose 8 products that I know I could match up with other products that were similar. And so I put the schedule here in bracket form. So Thursday will be the Mega Retron HD versus the Genesis Flashback 2018. Followed up by the next week with the quarter scale Pac-Man versus the arcade 1-up Pac-Man. And then on the next Thursday, it'll be the Soulja Boy, the R9 handheld versus the new Bit Boy handheld. And so I had some fun with this, choosing some products that I think people would love to vote for or would know about. And so it's a lot of fun. This is something that, you know, if it goes over well, I'd like to do it as like a reoccurring thing in January. And so, you know, I'm a big football fan, and, you know, the playoffs are here. And so I thought, why not apply this to consoles? And so there it is. And there's a schedule of when the videos are going to be posted. And so the championship video will be posted on January 24th. And voting will conclude January 30th, and then I will announce a champion and on my channel. So thank you for anybody who wants to participate in this, and now I'm going to give some brief overview information on both consoles. Good luck. Alright, quick review of the Retron 77 features. It offers a micro SD card slot, so you can add games and you can play them right off the SD card if you don't have 2600 games, but you can also play many classic 2600 cartridges. A nice sleek design. It was found later that it actually has weights in it to give it weight. Thought that was pretty interesting, but, you know, compared to the original design of the original 2600, it looks pretty slick. Pretty nice design. I like that it even has kind of like if there was going to be like a fourth Atari 2600 remodel, it gives it kind of like what it would look like. I like that. So many different things that it offered. The nice thing is that it plays lots of the classics no problem. Now, there was some compatibility issues. Since I did my original video, there was an update, and it is now more compatible with more games. But a lot of the classics that people have, Pac-Man, Berserk, plays those great. You know, just as you remember them. Adventure, no problem. Playing the classics, you know, a lot of the original 2600 games on original cartridge, you pop them right in, and it works great. You know, classics such as Pitfall, works awesome. And for a lot of people, that might be an awesome thing to play your original cartridges that you might have grown up with or that you have lying around. You know, this is something for collectors. You know, we've waited for this thing a long time, and it is the first time that a clone console came out that played 2600 cartridges. Another nice thing is that it also played obscure cartridges such as King Kong. And while many people may not think that's cool, it's nice if you have a vast library and you have obscure cartridges and you want to pop them in, see if they still work. The Retron 77 did a good job with that. It even played unreleased games, and it could play games off the SD card, which was great for people who didn't have a lot of games. And so that was a nice feature, playing unreleased games. Very cool that it did that. I, for one, was really excited about playing some of these, going back in my library. The other nice thing is that the Retron 77 was fairly compatible with a lot of vintage accessories for the 2600. Paddles, no problem. Atari track and field controller, no problem. So it was nice to go back and take some of these obscure accessories and play some of the games that came. There's a lot of information about the Retron 77 on Atari Age, and also want to mention that the homebrew support for this device has vastly improved since it's. The Atari Flashback 9 is a great budget option for people that want to play Atari games, Atari 2600 games, but may not have a lot of cartridges. The nice thing about the Atari Flashback 9, it did come with an SD card slot to add ROMs. However, you do have to go to their website and download the firmware update before this becomes available to use. I have not messed around with it personally, and I haven't heard a lot of feedback from it. But it is pretty cool from what I hear that you are able to add ROMs and play your own 2600 games on the Atari Flashback 9. Compatibility is still being figured out. It's a fairly new function they've added since I did the review. Now, it's a great little device. Comes with 2 controllers. It comes with everything you need except for an HDMI cable. It's important to note that. It also comes with a wide variety of games. The game selection on the Atari Flashback 9 are pretty decent. And what's cool is it includes modern features such as saves, a rewind function, and it is a pretty good collection of Atari 2600 games, and includes some homebrews, some unreleased games, including many Activision classics. And I think that's the strength of this product, is that it comes all ready to go with many, many games to play. And you can go through the library. You can even find the game list online. There's a lot of great games added to this particular Atari Flashback. Now, there's a couple weird things about this unit, is that the Frogger that's included with it is kind of custom to this game. It's not the Frogger that you grew up on the Atari 2600, and the music's different than the arcade. So it is kind of cool to see that there's like a more arcade-like Frogger included on the Atari Flashback 9. They also included a Space Invaders, which is going to be different than the Space Invaders that you grew up with on the 2600. It's more like the arcade. It's made specifically for this device, so that's kind of cool. And with the feature of adding ROMs, this is, if you want to play the original 2600 version, that's fine. I want to bring up that there are many Activision classics on here. I know Metal Jesus Rocks is a huge Hero fan, and it's nice to see that classic was included on this, and it plays pretty great. I was playing this and having a good time. Also, the Atari Flashback 9 is very affordable. You can find this many places under $50, especially after Christmas. So this is a very affordable option to play 2600 games of your choice. So this is where you come in. You have the information. I've given you my opinion in previous videos about these products, but I want you to determine which product is better and vote. So you choose the Atari Flashback 9 or the Retron 77. How you vote is in the comments section. You just put +1 Retron 77 or +1 Flashback 9. You can tell me why or not. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tally up all the votes for the particular system, and the cutoff is midnight, January 13th. And so what's going to happen is that the winner will then go on to the next round. And so I thought it'd be fun to do this. You know, it is playoff months. You know, I'm a huge football fan and thought it'd be fun to apply it to some retro gaming consoles. So yeah, there it is. I'm having a lot of fun doing videos, and I thought this would be kind of a creative thing to do in January. And so comment below what you think if you don't want to vote, but please vote. And let's have some fun with this. I appreciate doing videos. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much to the entire retro gaming community. Folks are wonderful and beautiful people. This is the Immortal John Hancock. Stay tuned.